nature is divine.
The answer is you, and why. In 1974, my second awakening of God or self-realization unveiled the absolute truth of the reality we live in. It is, as it is, unmistakable and an all-encompassing love of our very own divine nature, which is being one with the living God of all. We are not separated but always connected to this nature which is transcendental. This is primarily what realization is. Recognizing our immortal connection to our highest God self. We were never disconnected. It was all a dream. You feel like you had been duped. Like the truth had been kept from you, all that time. Living as a being in the world but not of the true reality, until awakened to your true personage. A true awakening en masse to humanity, can be described as an apocalyptic, unveiling or revealing event. Almost all humanity have been distracted in some way, to never think to explore their inner world and potentials, or ever had been told about our access to the kingdom within our soul heart. The newfound stirring love is noticeably freeing your heart's burdens. You recognize this is real and something you have been thirsting for. But this is not a desire but a freedom to be had right now. It is fulfilling your life breath, like nectar and food for the soul. Our soul's deep and meaningful experience is being felt by the very essence of you. The Spirit awakens to energize you with God's love. To expand and rise in spirit and body together, for awakening is at hand. You are fully present in this moment of being naturally awakened. The Kundalini power is not an issue because your body is naturally igniting with spirit to empower your vital nature for cleansing, illumination and purifying your consciousness. Prepare ye, O this time mortal one, for surrender is at hand for inseparable oneness with God the Father of all. Astonishingly, realizing, we are always connected, with our immortality, the love divine, and God the Father. En masse we have been deceived with distraction and misinformation about our true purpose in life. So to realize this connection is to discard all ego and social conditioning of the mind and let your energized spiritual heart identify with the source of your eternal nature. Learning about our inner nature through self-disciplines can, and does, open up a way or path toward enlightening knowledge that leads to the ultimate truth of you. In God realization, we rise in spirit, awareness, joy and divine love to unveil our true and connected higher personality with the light and energies of the Supreme. Therefore, knowing without doubt that oneness is real and all life makes perfect sense once risen out of Maya or illusion. We are ancient, and even more ancient are the ones within our higher nature. In reference to Venus on the First Kingdom flag presentation, I mentioned the Kumaras. Enclosed is a reference to the Kumaras, as stated by Krishna, in the Bhagavad Gita. As it is. Chapters 7-12. From Brahma came Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanatkumara, then Rudra, and then the 7 sages, and in this way all the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are born out of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma is known as Pitamaha, the grandfather, and Krishna is known as Prapitamaha, the father of the grandfather. The 7 great sages and before them the 4 other great sages and the Manas, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. The Lord is giving a genealogical synopsis of the universal population. Brahma is the original creature born out of the energy of the Supreme Lord, who is known as Hiranyagarbha. And from Brahma all the 7 great sages, and before them 4 other great sages, named Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanatkumara, and the 14 Manas, are manifested. All these 25 great sages are known as the patriarchs of the living entities all over the universe. There are innumerable universes and innumerable planets within each universe, and each planet is full of population of different varieties. All of them are born of these 25 patriarchs. Brahma underwent penance for 1,000 years of the demigods before he realized by the grace of Krishna how to create. Then from Brahma came Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara, then Rudra, and then the 7 sages, and in this way all the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are born out of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This statement by Krishna reveals that by personage, all living souls are indeed connected to the Supreme, and that all possibilities to evolve our divine nature is available to all spirit souls. In this way, our eternal and evolving nature, when acknowledged, any living being can aspire to greatness. Given the correct information, will rise, complete and fulfill the spirit soul's journey back to Godhead, or the kingdom of the greater reality. Awaken me. It unfolds in the mind when distracted by a window into time. Still, like air without pressure. Even my thoughts are on hold. I am feeling and breathing only in this moment. I gaze into time with no existence, only the space between time itself. The gaze of the infinite is unto your senses and awareness, in love, the living life, of divine love itself. The divine energies of love supreme. This vitality of self, SEVF, source energy vibrational field, is love itself. The smiling face of the Supreme, happily and joyfully shares divine light in and through everything. Of all creation, in which you see all, a vision of splendor. No limitations bind the source of all. God is infinite and almighty. Greatness is living in God's reality. You can be completely happy in the greater reality of the Most High. And what you may ask, how can I become one with my Most High transcendental nature? From the lowest social vibrations, including old mind concepts and torments that have existing for not just this lifetime, there is a way. Firstly, the curious questions arise. What truly inspires you? Your aspirations are a key to center your attention toward enlightenment. Along with a diligence to correct old conditionings from influences past and present. This will include karmic and genetic combinations that arise in your vital being. You may ask, this is impossible as I am too busy. However, there is a way that not only guides you but is able to release old concepts of mind and purify your heart. If your aspirations are true to your well-being, the first intention or purpose is self-release by meditation. Meditation is often known as the first and last discipline. It is also known that meditating on love or contented love, with a stillness inside the heart, can and does lead to transcendental healing. A contented heart has many healing qualities because it naturally releases the mind's hold on many old conditionings to the body. As your thoughts rise through the mind from the stillness or contented heart, it bubbles up through the mind to dissipate, thereby releasing stress and unwanted anomalies within the body. This includes old impure DNA, genetic and karmic unresolved issues within the blood and body. Purity is a true and worthy path toward enlightenment, and love is attached to purity. Being conscious of your physical movement is related to yoga, martial arts and other physical disciplined paths or ways to self-enlightenment. However, to use any of the physical movements and energy required to master oneself, has to be controlled emotionally and mindfully. Otherwise the outer influences will grab your attention and so exploitation may steal you away from your purpose, which is self or God realization. So how do we remain on track in the best possible way? Meditation is the main controller of our emotions and the mind. This practice is the first discipline, and meditating on love to start with, will assist your inner being. Next is the little known or spoken about, the refinement of your ever-evolving personality. There are many who say this, or that, about your personality getting in the way to spiritually progress. even discarding it because of ego or for whatever reason which is mainly unfounded. However, the truth is much more real and obvious once pointed out. Why do we evolve at all? What evolves along with you to reach those higher parts of ourselves? What releases the most when we are truly happy? It is our personality. We always feel great, greater and greatest, when our personality can soar into our higher nature. Indeed, it is the refinement of our personality which paves the way to ultimate freedom of expression, happiness and self-release. How to refine my personality, you may ask? In Buddhism, the most known way to become a more refined person is to be not too good, not too bad. To find a middle way for you, having your conscience be your guide. This gives you some flexibility to self-express. There is a golden rule that goes along with this: do as you would be done by, or do unto others that would be done unto you. These are simply guides for you to live naturally according to divine expression within a lawful framework of society. To further evolve and refine the personality, the Noble Eightfold Path is ideally suited for this purpose. Summary of 8 awareness disciplines for the refinement of you are: correct views, correct aspirations, correct speech, correct conduct, correct method of livelihood, correct effort, correct thoughts, correct contemplation. All these disciplines combine to establish the correct attitude and mindfulness, along with the inner balances that love, devotion to purpose, and then ultimately surrender to the higher you when the time comes for true freedom. When all awareness of disciplines merge and your pure heart remains, the grace of the Lord Supreme will be upon you for awakening. Buddhahood 1, 2 and 3. Written and presented by Lord Howard Llewellyn Graham. Tao Duin Temple, People's Temple.